So not everyone is in love with 5-color humans. People have taken the deck in other directions, like green-white humans, mono-white humans. People are trying to find different variations. And maybe we found a playable variation in the form of blue-white humans. LJX with the 5-0 decides, you know what, we do have other tools. We've got new and old that we can adapt to the humans deck. Why don't we use them? Let's take a look at this list. So Champion of the Parish, Esper Sentinel, new card that came out of Modern Horizons 2. Basically like, you know, Rhystic Study on a creature. Meddling Mage, Phantasmal Image, so you can still get some of those locks out between the Meddling Mage, Phantasmal Image, and also copy some of your more important spells like Thou's Lieutenant and Champion of the Parish. Sanctifier on Vec. Good versus any of those stupid Ragavan decks, but also main deck Graveyard Hate where you need it. Thalia, Garden of Thraben, Thou's Lieutenant, Unsettled Mariner. I have to say Unsettled Mariner and Phantasmal Image, they're like a little bit of a non-bow, but Unsettled Mariner and Thalia are fantastic. So if you want to target any of the creatures, you now have to spend 2 mana instead of 1. You know, people have enough mana for 1. But they don't exactly have mana for 2. I mean, once you've got Thalia and Unsettled Mariner on the battlefield, it's basically Trinisphere. Alright, Trinisphere makes it that all your spells have to cost at least 3 mana. And the unique thing about this humans list is, oh my god, hold on, I gotta get rid of this song. It's such a downer. Anyway, the unique thing about this humans list is the removal suite. Also interesting, they're not playing with... Are they playing with Lurrus? They're playing with Lurrus. No Reflector Mage in order to make room for Lurrus. Our removal suite are the Prismatic Endings and On Thin Ice, which is an excellent card. Excellent. Very underrated card. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls until On Thin Ice leaves the battlefield, and you have to enchant a snow land that you control. But no problem. Plenty of ways of getting that snow land. Plenty of ways. You either draw one of the lands or you fetch for it. And of course, it's still using Ether Vial. Sideboard, 2 more On Thin Ice, so got the removal suite down pat. Kataki's Ward Wage for all the stupid artifact decks. Lurrus of the Dream Den in order to bring back all of your creatures. 3 Engineered Explosives, I imagine, is for the Crashing Footfall deck. So when they play a bunch of Rhinos, you play the Engineered on 0, crack it for 2, easy peasy. Lemon Squeezy, Lavinia, Azorius Renegade, also probably for those Cascade decks between Living End and maybe the Crashing Footfall variations, and 2 Seal of Cleansing. Cute list. Cute list. Looks like a tight list, well constructed, and we'll see if anyone else wants to pick up the torch and take... Humans really isn't in the metagame right now, and not even in the 5-color version. So we'll see if someone can pick up the torch and maybe push this to the forefront of the humans archetype. So welcome everyone to the most interactive Magic stream. Get your questions fired up. Let's have a great discussion this morning. And also we do deck list review. So if you got a 75, you like some feedback on, hey, submit it to us, and both myself and the coffee crew would love to give you that feedback. So brew up those coffees, coffee crew. Let's brew up some Magic this morning. Welcome to Coffee and MTG for September 22nd, 2022. 21. We aren't in the future, people. I am your host, Nikachu the Merfolk Master. Good morning, everyone. We got all the good mornings here. And I can see all of you on Nikachu MTG streams, the YouTube channel, Facebook, and Twitter. Bearer, good morning. Good morning, Mikey J, Walter, Aztec Guy, El Taco, Kaya Golf, Blizzard, Benji, MTG Raz, Stefan, Michael, Ibra. Good morning, everyone. Pancho. Careful, Ibra. You're spamming. Don't spam too much. You got some... I don't know how you do it. I know you're a good guy, but somehow you spam once in a while. Good morning, Torborg. Yes, bring on the Tribal Aggro decks, the Burn decks, the Caliber Blast decks, Yummy Yummy, Enduring Ideals Tummy. Yes, of course. Torborg with his combo decks. Good morning, the Iron Warlock, Trevor, Corey, Marip, Darin, BHW. The one day, hold on, what was this? The one day I accidentally sleep in and you review my deck, you jerk. Wait, it's not my fault you sleep in. Don't sleep in. But that's what we got the replays for. Thank God for the replays. Nick Barth, what the heck happened to the Modern Merfolk deck? It went from main deck Chalice and interaction to a 40 creature blue zoo. Well, my problem with Chalice, while it is well positioned, it's very hard to protect. And because it was hard to protect, and so many decks had an answer or they would just ignore it. I just found that the games that I won were the ones where I just had creatures and my opponents couldn't do anything about it. So I figure Kira, in addition to Spayloon and a bunch of creatures because it becomes indestructible and also taxes the effects of all the other stuff, was an effective route to win in Modern. But that's just my direction. Someone else got a 5-0 with a Kira, 3x Kira list. That's not the only way to win with Merfolk, though. It's not the only way to win. M. Hayashi's got a 24 land build, which is very interesting because if you don't have Aether Vial, you're sort of playing around Prismatic Ending, sort of, because you don't also sometimes you don't mind. Like I'm playing with 23 lands plus the 4 Vial, so if they Prismatic Ending my Vial, you know it's okay. That could have been a creature. Why isn't Ratchet Bomb played more? It could. It absolutely could. Nothing against Ratchet Bomb. It actually could be played more. So you know the deal. 3 question marks before the question, 3 question marks after the question helps me find your questions amongst the sea of comments that I'm getting on all my social media channels. So bring them out, people. Let's have a great morning. Wet Willy, is there one good deck in the meta, or is it just up to whatever you want to play? In other words, do you think I could make Phoenix come back with Consider and Cathartic Pyre? Well, I don't know about Cathartic Pyre, but definitely with Consider. Well, I mean, this is Modern. There is no... In Modern, there isn't, like, a deck that reigns supreme... Well, if it got banned, then yeah, there was a deck that reigned supreme. But for the most part, Modern is Modern because you can play anything you want. Let's look up, for example... Okay, let's look up... the Pen Sword. Okay, recently, Jacob Kaminsky is back. Just killing it with Blue Moon. And this is just a small taste of the 5-0s that he's unleashing on the world. Alright? So, big time back into Blue-Red, Blue Moon. See, here's the Blood Moon. But here's the question, and I think he's either the leader of the... I think he's either the trophy leader or he's really high up on the trophy leader board. Now, here's the question. Where's Blue Moon here? Here's Is It Tempo, but this ain't Blue Moon. This is a completely different deck with Dragon Rage Chandler and Ragavan. Where's Blue Moon on this list? Is it here? Is it here? Well, let's go down. Is it here? So it's not any of these top decks. None of them. Kaminsky's he's playing his own deck and doing very well with it. So there's a lot of room. If you understand your archetype and how it interacts with other decks and you've customized your deck properly, and he's a very good deck builder, you can have success in Modern. That's the beauty of Modern. There's a lot of people like this. What else? We have another leader on the trophy leaderboard. What's her name? Something Cat. Well, where's Eldrazi-tron? Eldrazi-tron is not up here at all. How far do we have to go to find Eldrazi-tron? There's Eldrazi-tron. Who's winning with this? The Tunneling Cat. Tunneling Cat just has like millions of League 5-0, like millions. She's grinding the fuck out of this deck. Just doing incredibly well. But this deck is nowhere on top of all the other decks. I think it's underrated. Maybe a little less underrated now as we see things like Crashing. Well, even against Crashing Footfalls, I think it's okay. But the point is, yeah, you can master your deck and you can have success. Simple as that. I've been doing it for years. Good morning, Zal Hollol, John Terrence, Marcelo, Thomas, Spencer Ward, Direwolf MTG, Cody, and Corey. Chalice 0 first, and don't worry about it. Let's see. Ethan says, have you ever played Legacy? Oh yeah, many times. Millions of times. I don't love Legacy as much as I used to. It's just hard to play all the formats. Nikachu, play Pauper, play Pioneer, play Historic, play Legacy. So I just stick to mostly Modern. MTG Raz, new member on the YouTube channel. Thank you very much. If you don't know, you could join as a member on YouTube, and that basically is like subbing on Twitch. Thank you very much, MTG Raz, the newest member on Coffee and MTG. What do we got here? Direwolf, Rite of Harmony and Chatterstorm is broken. Didn't they... I thought they banned Chatterstorm. Unless you're talking about Modern, which in that case, I don't know, it hasn't really done anything. I mean, is Chatterstorm any different than Grape Shot? Is that much different than Grape Shot? I don't think so. So what's the deal with Rite of Harmony? Oh, whenever a creature or enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, this turn draw a card. I see, that's pretty cool. Cool interaction, but you need, what, 4 mana to make this work, and you still don't win the game, so you might have a lot of cards, but you don't win the game. So that gives your opponent... If you have 4 land drops in play, that means it's going to be your opponent's turn 4 or turn 5, and they might kill you. So I think it's pretty fair. Turn 4, draw like a giant chunk of your deck. I think that's pretty fair. Bearer, Fish Fam, working on that Karn the Great Creator wish board for Death and Taxes. Got Liquid Metal Coating and Trinisphere so far. Looking for suggestions. You want Ensnaring Bridge? Gotta have Ensnaring Bridge. And it would be great in Death and Taxes because what you can do. So, let's look at what you can have in the wish board. Like, these are standard cards. Like the wish board of a Karn the Great Creator list. Sort of boring. But, you know, I mean, that's why you got the wish board for. So you got Ensnaring Bridge, and what you can do is you can play it on the battlefield, and you might say, well, I can't attack myself. What you do is you play Flicker Wisp. On your turn, target your Ensnaring Bridge. Ensnaring Bridge goes away. You get to attack. End of turns, Ensnaring Bridge comes back. Your opponent cannot attack. What a combo, right? Am I right? So there's Ensnaring Bridge, Trinisphere, Liquid Metal Coating, and... what are we missing here? There's like... I mean, those are the big... I mean, Trinisphere isn't even the big one. Then you can go... Oh, a Walking Ballista is pretty good. Just something to sink all your mana into and then snipe your opponent down turn by turn. You know, Lord and Savior, Flicker Wisp, exactly. Who again is the best person to watch with Hammer? Laplacian, in my opinion, only because I think he's the only person who streams or make content. There may or may not be someone currently playing Hammer to watch. Aside from that, who else? Does anyone know who else? Like does does like Doomwake play Hammer? Maybe Yamakiller plays Hammer sometimes, but I mean, I know Laplacian, who makes content on Patreon, is definitely worthwhile watching. Wishboard is meta dependent? I mean, yes, but mostly not really. Like, let's go back to Tunneling Cats. Like, the thing is, this wishboard is so... There's parts of this you could change, but there's some stock parts of it that are just in every wishboard, like Walking Ballista, Liquid Metal Coating, Torp Orb, that might be meta dependent. Ensnaring Bridge 100%. Trinisphere is actually meta dependent. A lot of them get Sky Sovereign, so you have a random beater that you can just win. So that should be standard in a list. And then I would say Pithing Needle and some Graveyard Hate should be standard. Pick and choose what you want. Whether it be Grafdigger's Cage. I mean, this one's running Tormod's Crypt, Grafdigger's Cage, and Relic of Progenitus. Running it all. So, but I guess I think the big three are Liquid Metal Coating, Ensnaring Bridge, and maybe a Sky Sovereign. Or some Graveyard Hate. Maybe a big four. That's what I think should be on the wishboard. Torborg, to the Phoenix question, yes, go check out Aspiring Spike's new Jeskai Phoenix list with Mending for inspiration. It's great. And he made top 8 with it. Antonio, if you haven't seen the Neoform Affinity go off turn 2, you are missing it. I have had insane success with 1 Craterhoof and a Terrastid on turn 2. Thoughts on Archon of Cruelty? Well, Archon of Cruelty is fantastic. Wait, but can you throw it in your affinity deck? Neoform affinity. Oh, I see. So you neoform into this stuff. Because you like play Thought Monitor, sack it, boom. Get big things. The Archon of Cruelty is fantastic. Manual! Hey Nikachu, I have a tournament next week, but only 2 decks completed. Rakdos Midrange and Grixis. Death Shadow. Which do you recommend? Rakdos Midrange, in my opinion. Death Shadow not doing so. If you love Death Shadow, I'll tell you this much. If you're very good with Death Shadow, you know it really well, then go with your Grixis Shadow list. Otherwise, I'd probably go with the Rakdos midrange. They're both, but they're like both. I think they're both in the same territory in terms of strength, so you can't go wrong with either one. John Terrence, thoughts on mainboard Test of Talents or Mistcast in Mono Blue Merfolk? More success to you. Thank you very much. Test of Talents. I don't really like either of these. So, counter target instant or sorcery spell. Search that controller's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name as that spell and exile them. The thing is, this is a really narrow counterspell. Like, it's really narrow. It only hits instants and sorceries. It's meant to hit, like, control decks. Or, sorry, it's not control. It hit combo decks. So, like, I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to counter in it. Like, I don't think there's anything to counter in Hammer Time. There's maybe one card to counter in Crashing Footfalls. Well, maybe that's not true. I could hit Petty Theft and stuff like that. Or can I? Can I hit the adventure side and exile all their copies? Jund, it's like okay. Is it tempo? Like it's a clunky. It'll probably be fine in Blue Eye Control because they're very spell based. Guess it'll be fine in Burn. You know, the more I look at this deck, the more, like, Living End, it's very good. It'll be useless in 5-color. Test of Talents is not bad. Okay, I'll say Test of Talents is not bad in the main. Especially since we have 2 Cascade decks that are looking for Living End and Crashing Footfalls. It would render all the other Cascade spells completely useless. So maybe Test of Talents is... it just intuitively feels like jank to be in the main. Like, I don't mind this as a sideboard card, but as a main deck card, it feels a bit weird. But, you know, looking at the top list, it's not that bad. Then we got Miscast. I think this is going to be too narrow. Oops. Miss. Oh, it's always Miscast. I always think it's missed. Counter instant or sorcery spell unless its controller pays 3. This becomes even... Well, now this is sort of in the same similar situation. I think I'd have Spell Pierce, though. Spell Pierce is just more versatile. Hits Planeswalkers and artifacts. I think this is definitely a sideboard card. Thanks for the question. Mikey J, Kieran Sveiloon, and a Lord totally own Crashing Footfalls. They literally can't do shit. That's what I love. It's what I love to hear. It's what I love to see. James Giliberto, thoughts on Tarash, Dead Cantor for Jund. Pro White seems good for Prismatic Ending. Not only that, yes, Tarash I think is a cool card for Jund. I think this is totally a Jund card. 2 mana, so you can still play Lurrus with this if you want to, if you have that available. And is a reasonable creature. Like, it's something to do with your mana in the late game. It can be a large 4/3. Totally reasonable card. Palmiro just entered. Can you show the Blue-Eyed Humans list again? Sure. Here we go. Feast your eyes on this. Champion of the Parish, Esper Sentinel, Meddling Mage, Phantasmal Image, Sanctifier Onvak, Thalia, Garden of Thraben, Thal's Lieutenant, Unsettled Mariner, and Unsettled Mariner and Thalia. You better believe that's a combo. Prismatic Ending and On Thin Ice for removal. We still got Ether Vial and a regular mana package. 2 more On Thin Ice for in the sideboard. Kataki's Warrior's Wage, Lurrus, because this is going to be a Lurrus stack. Engineered Explosives, Lavinia, Azorius Renegade. Wow, this deck is just bringing on the hate for those Cascade decks. Like, if you're a Cascade deck, sell your deck. Their objective was to get the Cascade decks to sell their deck back to the store. And Seal of Cleansing. Hope you got your screenshot. Who are the top Burn content creators or streamers? Best streamer, whenever he streams, would be... what's his name? Something Burton. What's his Twitter handle? Sandy Dog. Sandy Dog MTG. I don't think he has, and it has no comment. His like streams have no commentary. Like, this actually is the best burn player on the face of the earth. He's just mono red in basically every format that he can. He's won a GP. But anyway, this is the guy you want to follow for any burn advice. These days, he's going hard on Tier 1 games, but it's because of the Insight esports scandal. But this is the guy you want to follow. As far as I'm concerned, the absolute best burn player on the face of the earth. Occasionally streams. Maybe go look him up on Twitch. Yeah, this seems like a reasonable... Well, I don't know about this. I don't know if you need Sundering Titan. See, Sundering Titan is fine in an Eldrazi-tron list because you have the mana, but you may not have the mana if you're Death and Taxes. Sundering Titan costs mana. A little bit of mana. Thomas Perry, if they printed a 1-drop, 1/1 elf, with elves you control get +2 +0... Sorry, +0 +2. Would that make elves playable? It would help. I don't know if that changes anything. Elves you control all elves, including the elf that gives this ability. I mean, probably not. Like, it's gotta be even more resistant than that. It's got like +3 +0 +3. Oh, Cedric Phillips plays Hammer. All right, go check him out. And he does stream like fairly regularly. Yeah, Merfolk Karn package when? Yeah, except I don't think Merfolk could use Ensnaring Bridge very well. Or if we do, it's like it's really janky. It's like the purpose of playing Ensnaring Bridge and then getting drawing, or then getting Walking Ballista and win that way. Aztec guy thinking about blue-white mill. Oh, you're thinking about them? With Oracle, Retreat to Coral Helm, oh god, Pure Sight Marrow, Paradise Mantle. This is not, amongst other cards. Thoughts? It's trash. It's like absolute trash. The whole Pure Sight Marrow. Oh no, with Pure. Let's see. Maybe it's not what I thought it was. So Oracle. So you want a self mill? No, wait a minute. Pure Sight Marrow, Paradise Mantle. How does this work? Okay, hold on. At first I thought you were talking about like the old mill version of Merfolk, which is terrible, but no, I see you actually have something else on mind. Landfall, you may tap or untap target creature, scry 1. Ruin Ghost? Exile target land you control, then return. I don't understand how this works at all, actually. So you have Pure Sight Mirror and Paradise Mantle to get through your entire deck, but why does this need to be in a mill package? Mill myself or opponent, whichever works. Yeah, but usually one will work more than the other. You'll water down, because mill is like a burn deck, right? And if you're devoting resources to a combo that is not being devoted to the mill, then your mill strategy will really suck. It will be terrible because you're down like 12 cards, approximately. So I don't think it would work, especially with Retreat to Coral Helm in the deck. Now the mill, like you're down 16 cards, your mill strategy is just not going to be very good. Ruin Ghost, Coral Helm, Crab equals 3-card combo. Exile target land you control, return it to the battlefield under your control. Oh, I see. So you can self-mill again. Or mill your opponent. Okay. Well, I would do this. Like, I don't mind having a mill combo that mills the opponent. So the whole Ruin Ghost, Coral Helm, and crab combo in addition to being a mill deck in general, I can get behind that. But the other half of self-milling to win with Thassa's Oracle, these combos don't complement each other. So at least this Ruin Ghost thing, you could like one-shot your opponent, or you just get them one after another. So I could get behind this. So it's essentially you have two combos in your deck at once, but then both combos will just be watered down. Oh my god. We have sponsors, people. The sponsors. Yeah, we have to pay the bills. Sorry, Fusion Gaming Online. Just keep forgetting about you. Deal of the week this week. 15% off all Tempest, Stronghold, and Exodus singles. That's right. So like Mox Diamond, Survival of the Fittest, Wasteland, Hatred, City of Traitors, Sliver Queen. A lot of legacy, but also a lot of Commander staples from this era. And, oh man, Mind Over Matter, one of my favorite. Blue, 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 blue. Not many cards have that sort of devotion available. Troy Meeple absolutely needs food. Just an unlimited, bottomless stomach that cat has. So you can get 15% off everything from this era this week. That is Fusion Gaming Online's deal of the week, but don't forget you can stack that with coupon code Nikachu to get an additional 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. That Humans deck that you just saw today, if you love humans, but you don't know if this blue-white Humans deck is the real deal, you don't have to buy into it yet. You could just rent it with Mana Traders. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 15% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu. Hey, Chris. Did you do sponsor that? Apparently I didn't. Getting more forgetful. My order is getting discombobulated when I start these things. Rick Ego, what do you want to hit with Torpor Orb and Pithing Needle? Well, I don't hit anything with Torpor Orb. Torpor Orb says creatures entering the battlefield don't cause abilities to trigger. That's pretty important these days. When you're looking at this elemental deck is just ETBs are us. Flamekin Harbinger when it comes into play, well, when it enters the battlefield. Endurance when it enters the battlefield. Risen Reef whenever an elemental enters the battlefield. When Omnath enters the battlefield. When Fury enters the battlefield. When Moldrifter. When Solitude enters the battlefield. Whenever anything enters the battlefield, it brings the pain. Well, we gotta stop the pain. This is the medicine. This is what heals that pain. Pithing Needle these days? I'm not high on Pithing Needle personally, but I mean, it's just like if it was in a Karn Wish board, it's just a random tool that you can go get, shut off a Planeswalker, or maybe, is this an activated ability? No, it's not, but you could name, if there's nothing else to do, you could name Colossus Hammer to prevent it from being equipped at all. But Torpor Orb actually has something going for it. Pancho Hernandez, Nikachu thoughts on 23rd place Blue White Spirits list on Modern Sunday Challenge. Let's go take a look. Let's go take a look at the challenge. Let's go take a look at the challenge. "23rd, you say, huh? You're right. Only a 4-3 finish, though. Whatever, it counts. Congratulations, Floyd Combs. You made the top 32 and got your list published. 2 Teferis, which I've always liked Teferi and blue-white spirits. Or I mean, I just blue-white anything. It's you know, I hate echoing truth, but sometimes we need a way to bounce those stupid ensnaring bridges, and this is just a very good way of doing it. Drogskull Captain, Mausoleum Wanderer, Rattlechain, Selfless Spirit, Shacklegeist, Skyclave Apparition, Spectral Sailor. Really low on the 1-drops. Do they have even Mausoleum? No, they have Mausoleum Wanderer. Spectral Sailor, Spell Queller, Supreme Phantom, Aether Vial. You got a deck here. It's a deck. I don't see anything mind-blowing here. But it's a deck. It's a good thing. Why doesn't Evolve Affinity also play Eldritch Evolution? Probably no room. If you have too many of these cards, they can be clunky. Or maybe they haven't tried it yet. Maybe you'll be the first person to try Eldritch Evolution in your affinity deck. The Emerald Boy. You can counter the adventure, but can't exile the rest. Oh, is that how it works with Test of Talents and adventure spells? Because I was thinking, like, everything's a creature in the deck. Yeah, so that might be the case. Do we have a judge here? Marcella, what do you think of shamans? Is it a meme or is it playable? So far, it's a meme. So it's up to you to prove that it's playable. I have lost to shamans before, so there's a little something there. It's a matter of people finding the right build. Ooh, Kaya went 4-1 with a budget 100 ticks Merfolk deck. Was one game away from the 5-0. So mad. Hey, at least you're one game away. Next time you'll get it. Hang on, were you listening to something groceries in the background? You mean the music? I don't know what they're called. I don't know if any of these songs are called groceries. No idea. Tancredi de Simone. I always feel really bad playing against Cascade. It's just not fun. If I don't draw some counters, I just lost. Feels like a game of luck at this point. What's your opinion on the archetype? Which Cascade? You're talking about just Cascade, right? I don't even sideboard in counter spells because I don't even find them very useful. Because their deck plays so well at instant speed. I mean, their entire deck plays at instant speed, more or less. They can play, like, Dead Gone, Fire and Ice at instant speed. They can tap down your lands. Oh, this is just broken. It's not going to show up. Fury's not instant speed, but Brazen Bar is instant speed. Or, like, Brazen Bar is instant speed in addition to Petty Theft. Stomp is instant speed. It's really hard to use counterspells, because if you want to interact with your counterspells on your turn, then they just untap, and then they play Shardless Sage and get the Rhinos. Very difficult. I find it's better to deal with the Rhinos after they've hit the battlefield. I find that's much easier to deal with. Or you play Chalice on 0. But they have Force of Vigor, which is really annoying too. It's a hard deck. Like this modern day version, this is actually hard for me to beat as a Merfolk player. Because they've got a good chunk of removal. Like, if I can get my stuff out on the battlefield early, fast, deal the beats to my opponent, I'll win. But if I can't, if this game gets too patient, I find that I lose. And they got a lot of card advantage. But I like the matchup. I think it's really skill intensive. I don't think it's luck at all. Let us skill. Skill to pay the bills. Which deck do you think has the best bang for buck to rent on the rental services? Probably Tron. Probably Tron. Why Tron, you might ask? Because it is dirt cheap and it's still really strong. This thing's less... What the hell happened here? What happened? Hey, this was less than 100 ticks like a day ago. What is this player doing? What is... Oh, I guess if you have to play without Karn the Great Creator. So if you play a version without Karn the Great Creator, it's like 100 ticks. Here, let's look at Vexing Devils. Please don't play with Karn the Great Creator. You're ruining my argument. You people! How about... Lupin! Save me, Lupin. Oh, thank God, save me. Still 231 ticks. I've seen really budget Urza lists, like super budget. Unless some of these prices skyrocket. Oh, this is another Karn the Great Creator list. Damn it. If you somehow find a list that doesn't have Karn the Great Creator in it, it's going to be $100. Andrea Bianchini sounds related to Alex Bertoncini. Let's go check this one out. It's another Karn the Great Creator list. Oh, the ticks are with us. But usually, well, okay. Anyway, if you can find one for $100, And it does exist. That would be your best bang, because you get a pretty powerful deck for 100 ticks, in my opinion. Karn's having some hard economic times. Who should I watch for Niv to Light gameplay? Very hard to find content on it. You won't find it, actually. You might go check out some replays, maybe of Yamakiller. Like, if I go to YouTube, go to Yamakiller, bring to light. Like, you sort of depend on just random people playing it once in a while. See, bring to light Scape Shift is one-shotting the opponent. Bring to light broke Modern. So he's played it like a few times. I guess not that much. But the idea, well, whatever. it's hard. Not many people want to be dedicated to the deck. Not enough people want to be dedicated to the deck these days. Thoughts on Roiling Vortex as a sideboard versus Control/Elementals? I mean, Roiling Vortex is fine versus Control, but Elementals, I don't know if you'll have... They do gain a lot of life with Omnath, but is that enough to bring Roiling... What does Roiling Vortex say? Actually, hold on. Let's look at let's read all the words on Roiling Vortex. Got a lot of words here. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, deals 1 damage to them. Whenever a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast that spell, deals 5 damage to that player. You know what? This is a reasonable card. It's a reasonable card. You could probably bring this in versus Elementals. And definitely versus... Definitely versus Control. Spencer Ward, how close are we to a mono-white token aggro deck, are we? I feel it's close to curving out between Usher of the Fallen, Legion's Landing, Brimaz, Adeline, and Hero of Bladehold. We're probably still quite a... I mean... Well, that's not exactly a token deck, because you still have Brimaz in it, but we're... I think we're missing 8 cards. Honestly, I think we're 8 cards away from something being playable, and then we're 12 cards away from something being, like, tier 1-ish. And one of those 12 cards needs to be amazing. How do you feel about running Thought Scour in Grixis Death Shadow? I feel like it's very key to help turn on Delirium faster for Darcy. I think it's fine. I think it's totally fine. Thought Scour is pretty stock, isn't it? Yeah, and can help you activate your Darcy. Lee says, why my husband keeps watching your channel every single night? Because I'm the best channel. I'm the best channel, and I'm gonna prove it. You know, my subscribers on my main channel, they're going up. They're doing really strong. I hope to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of February next year. We are the best Magic channel out there. Everyone else who doesn't know about it, their loss. Here we go. Kaya says, Brazen Borrower is a creature in every zone besides Petty Theft on the stack, so tested talents would not hit the other copies. Confirmation. Confirmed. James Giliberto, could Dress Down stop Ensnaring Bridge for 1 turn? No, because Ensnaring Bridge is not a creature. If you can turn Ensnaring Bridge into a creature and then play Dress Down, then that would be true. Flash. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Creatures lose all abilities. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice Dress Down. So it does not affect non-creatures. But if you can turn Ensnaring Bridge into a creature, then make it lose all its abilities. Combo! It's a really jank way to answer Ensnaring Bridge, though. Who should I... Oh, yeah. I answered this one. There's nobody, basically. What Midnight Hunt cards are you excited to test with Merfolk? Nothing. I see absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. Just Bubkus. That set was not made for Merfolk players. You can rent Banned Enduring Ideal for 88 ticks. Message me if anyone wants the list. I got back-to-back 3-2s yesterday. It's a meme, but it's a fun meme. Didn't you almost get a 5-0? It has 5-0 potential. Yeah, Nikachu is winning. I'm winning. Big time winning. We're winning on this channel. 100k subscribers. Were you around back then? I should one day just look at my old I sort of did this once. Just look at my old videos to see who was commenting. I did not recognize a single person. Everyone from way back in the day, like back in 2014 when I started this channel, they're not around anymore. Not this channel specifically, my OG channel. But I can look at those comments still. I can still look at those comments. You will definitely hit 100k if you keep buying subs. I mean, I prefer to do it the honest way. I have played for 5-0 5 times now. One of them was the last week. Haven't clutched it yet. Wow. You've been robbed. Your odds are like basically... Your odds are really like 50-50 and you missed it. At least 50-50 and you missed it 5 times. Pretty good gaming channel. Fun fact, Mana Traders does not apply discount when you presume. What does that mean? You mean resume? Fun fact, Mana Traders does not apply discount when you presume. First doors. Anyway, I can make squirrels work. I've been getting bodied at locals with my Coco tribal list and with my combo list. Well, if you're trying to make squirrels work, you'd be the pioneer of that archetype because there is no squirrels list at the moment. There's absolutely nothing. So it's also possible that you also get bodied with squirrels because it's not like a confirmed good deck or anything like that. Reformed One Trick. I was in the first stream and I've been following the OG channel since about... Whoa! Did your username change at all since then? Or did you just not comment? You know, a lot of you people you watch, you don't comment. To be honest, I'm to a great degree, I'm one of those people. I watch a lot of channels, I don't say shit. I'm a meanie. I should practice what I preach. I keep asking for the comments and likes. I mean, I give the likes. I subscribe. Not a huge commenter. Darren Cloud became a YouTube member. Thank you very much for joining on YouTube. Again, if you want to support the channel like you would on Twitch, but you are on YouTube, you can hit the join button to do that. Thank you very much, Darren. You have unlocked bunny emotes and everything. Trying to make kobolds work. Just need another 32 cards. There you go. Exactly. And there's a lot of archetypes. You just need a few more cards. But, you know, if you have absolutely nothing to work with in the beginning... What's kobolds? Kobolds. I didn't even know these cards existed. So for 0 mana, you have a 0/1 creature. For 0 mana, you have another 0/1 creature. And for 0 mana, you have another 0/1 creature. This is such a weird card. Is this a legal card? It's not legal in Modern, but it is legal in Legacy. Came from Legend, so this is the OG card. The Kobolds! This card is a red spell when cast, and kobolds are a red creature. You don't have to tell me twice. Well, I have to tell you, I didn't know these cards existed. I feel like making a YouTube video about this. The 0 mana cards you didn't know it even existed in this game. There's more, I mean, there's more flavor text than there is text on this thing. The Crookshank military boasts a standing army of nearly 24 million, give or take 2 million. It's a kobold. Is this like just a ugly version of a goblin? Oh, the kobolds of Care Keep. Look at that. Care Keep is unique among fortress, impervious to aerial assault, but defenseless from the ground. What a hell of a creature type. The kobolds. But don't make fun of them, because wizards will just make like an OP version of it, just like they did with Tybalt. Kobolds is a glimpse of nature storm meme deck? It's possible. Yeah, everyone like the video. Give a like if you're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Especially on like Facebook and Twitter, helps push it for the algorithm. I don't need as much help on YouTube, but give the help anyway. Well, it has no relevance in Modern at all. Werewolves looks seriously fun to build. What's your fun kitchen table deck despite being a hardcore spike? My Fine Kitchen Tabletop deck will just be like mono counter spells. And maybe that doesn't sound fun to other people, but it's very fun to me. But it's got to be like a one-on-one versus thing. 4 Thieving Magpie, all counter spells. That's my deck. I used to play that in Extended. These days, I'm like, I can't do that anymore. That's ridiculous. I'll play Merfolk instead. Hey, Nikachu, for real, though. What time is it? Oh, you know what the time... You people, like clockwork, know how this works. Once we hit the 45-minute mark, it's time for Decklist review. So if you want your deck to be reviewed by me and the coffee crew, go into my description. There is a link to my Discord. Join the Discord, go to the channel Decklist Review, and enter the command !review deck space, give the URL to your deck list, and you'll be eligible at random for Decklist Review. Now, here's the thing I thought about. I think I'm going to start playing some of your decks for Decklist Review. Now, I don't know if that will be a pay-to-win thing, but for now, and this is a big if I really like the look of your deck, I want to play it. I'm going to save your deck list, and I'm sure I can download the PGN, and then maybe I'll play one game with it when I stream. Some people are like, you know, Nikachu, you're like a really interesting player. Can you play something other than Merfolk? Well, okay, so there is occasionally these decks that are really cool that show up on Decklist Review, and I'm not willing to play a whole league with them, but I want to see how it's going to work out with our adjustments, so, or some sort of adjustment. So if I really like the idea of your deck, this may happen randomly once in a while. I'll play a single game. And then if that is really popular, that will become pay to win, pay to play. Just don't steal credit for brewing it. I'm not stealing any credit. You guys all know I can't deck build for crap. I've never made anything in my life. Hell, I started my Merfolk journey just net decking. Alright, here we go. Good luck, everyone. Choppy. Congratulations, Choppy. You're the next contestant on Decklist Review. Now, it looks like we got a mill deck. A budget mill, in fact. Haha. I listen at work, rarely watch, rarely comment. That's a funny combination. I mean, in this... For Coffee and MTG, you don't really need to see anything. Especially if you know all the cards already. So this is budget mill, and... Is it really budget? Yeah, you got no fetch lands. You got no fetch lands for your crabby crabs. Okay, but you do got the 4 crabs, 4 expertate, 4 fatal. So you have expertate instead of surgical extraction. That's totally fine. 4 fatal push. That is actually a lot more awkward than you would think. I'm not in love with fatal push if you're not running fetch lands. I'll tell you why. Because you're never gonna get revolt. Like, how do you get revolt? Just Field of Ruin? That's about it. What is Bloodchief's Thirst? This is 50 cents. Play Bloodchief's Thirst. Okay, it says destroy target creature or planeswalker with converted mana cost 2 or less. You can hit planeswalkers as well. That's what Fatal Push is going to do most of the time anyway. Even though this is instant speed. Maybe there's something I'm missing that you could get for instant speed, but when you have a lot of mana, I think you're going to enjoy Bloodchief's Thirst more. And you'll also save money. So Visions of Beyond, Counterspell, Drown in the Lock, Crypt Incursion, Fractured Sanity, Tasha's Hideous Laughter, 1 Archive Trap. Ooh! You've just burned the whole budget on this damn card. True Story, Teferi's Tutelage. Enters the battlefield, draw a card, then discard a card. Whenever you draw a card, target opponent mills 2 cards. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that at all. Don't mind it. Dark Slick Shores, Field of Ruin, Island, Shelldock Isle, Sunken Hollow, Swamp, 3 Watery Grave. I would just replace Fatal Push with Bloodchief's Thirst. That's all I would do. Field of Ruin. Oh, you have 2 Bloodchief's Thirst here, but you should have just all. You should be 4 Bloodchief's Thirst in the main, 2 Fatal Push on the side. Ceremonious Rejection, Counterspell, Echoing Truth, Heartless Act, Dismember, Mystical Dispute. Stepping out of your comfort zone. Would you ever play something like Storm? Oh, honestly, I'm just gonna play like really unique lists. But I mean, I could play Storm if it's like a really unique Storm list. Like I'm not gonna play this because this is just mill. You know, this has been seen a million times. So I will play the really creative lists. So that's my only suggestion. I think Fatal Push would not be served nearly as well as Bloodchief's Thirst in your deck. Which ley line? And then remember, this is budget. We need enough money. This particular player blew their budget on one archive trap. Blew the budget on that one archive trap. The rest of this is okay, though. Actually, when I look at this, how much are you actually milling? Aren't we, like, missing real mill cards? Hold on, where's the blue-white mill deck? This is old. Okay, hold on. We're going to... I gotta figure this out. It's not in my brain now. Here's mill. What's normal? So here's the blue-white list. Thoughts? Remand. Wow, it's not that many mill cards. So actually, we should have some, like, maybe one or two more mill cards in here, because at least they're playing with Archive Trap, and you're not playing with it at all. You're playing with 2 Teferi's Tutelage. Maybe you just play with the... What's the blue-black one? You could play with Maddening Cacophony, but what's the other one? There's a black... There's a black-blue card. And you don't need to play too many, and you could take the place of Counterspell. You can have some Drown in the Lock, that's fine. It's mind something, mind. It's a gold card. Maybe it's not. Glimpse. Glimpse of something? It's not Mind Funeral. Isn't that a 3-mana card? Yeah, no. We're not playing that card. My Glimpse something. Glimpse. The Unthinkable, yes. Thank you. Thanks. Oops. Thanks, Shuck. I think you should just have a few of the... Oh, it's so expensive. Damn it. I thought it was an uncommon. This is a rare? Okay, forget it. We need a budget. Okay, how about Maddening Cacophony? Okay, that's not bad. 250, we'll take it. Each opponent mills 8 cards if a spell is kicked. You should probably have more of these then. Instead of some counter spells or Crypt Incursion, you could pick or choose what you want. Play Maddening Cacophony, because you do need a little bit more mill, because you don't your Hedron crabs aren't going to be that effective because you don't play with fetch lands, and also you're not even playing with Lurrus to bring back your dead crabs. It's possible that you should just go all in on 4 Maddening Cacophony, take out the Teferi's Tutelage, and play with Lurrus in the sideboard so you can bring back your Hedron crabs. So you could take that idea as well, because I don't know if Teferi's Tutelage is worth not playing Lurrus, but then again, these crabs aren't worth as much. But if these crabs aren't worth as much as usual, then you should actually be playing with more mill, because you need to win the game, right? You need to win the game. You only have 1 archive trap here, and Teferi's Tutelage is going to take some time. Whenever you draw a card, target opponent mills cards. We don't really have much card draw in here either. And we do have a little bit. Is Lurrus budget? Not really, but you only need 1. It's $10. Mesmeric Orb seems to be like old tech. It's not like showing up in the winning lists. It's like old stuff. Look at that Oboro, $88. Imagine trying to buy that for your mill deck. That must be painful. Absolutely painful. Just very painful. Anyway, those are my suggestions. Good luck with the changes. Good luck with the list. I actually, I mean, I think it's Mill. Now that you show me the list, it actually looks like a reasonable deck to play on a budget. And how many ticks was it? It was 32 ticks. That's like a really good budget deck. That's a really good budget deck. 38 ticks. And you blew a huge chunk of it. Hold on, what's... Oh, Tasha's Hideous Laughter is basically mostly the deck. Interesting. Fraying Sanity? Oh, this one. It's like a slow way of winning. It's like, you know what I'm guessing? It's like it's playable, but they just have better options now. That's all. All right, next one up, we've got Duvious Gangsta. Congratulations, Duvious Gangsta. You're the next contestant on Decklist Review. And this is a bit unusual. We have never seen... We might be able to make adjustments on the fly, on the spot here. So we are... This thing is submitted by the Mana Traders. Interesting. Okay, so we've got... what is this? Pauper Rakdos Reanimator. All right, Pauper players. This is where you, the coffee crew, get to come alive. Because I have no idea what's going on in Pauper. So we have Stinkweed Imp, we have Kitchen Imp, Gurmag Angler, Ulamog's Crusher, Hand of Ulamog, Bone Shards to sack creatures. So I'm guessing you're milling the big stuff with these guys, but you also mill enough cards you can play Gurmag Angler. Bone Shards, Duress, Faithless Looting. Oh man, I haven't seen you in a long time, Faithless Looting. Lightning Axe, Dragon's Breath. What? Whenever a creature with Convert Mana cost 6 or more comes into play, you may return Dragon's Breath from your graveyard to play enchant of that creature. Is this good? Exhume is good. Shred Memory is remove up to 4 target cards in a single graveyard from the game. I do not know the purpose of this. Thrill of Possibility, this is fine. So hold on, how are we reanimating again? Exhume. That's it? Exhume is over $1. That's right, Andrew. It's gonna break the budget of some Pauper players. Bloodfell Caves, Bajuka Bog, Mountain Radiant Fountain, Rakdos Charm, a Swamp, Duress, Pyroblast. Okay, so here's my problem so far with this list. What is this list doing? Like, what does it even do? What, are you gonna cast Stinkweed Imp to, like, sack it to Bone Shards? I feel like this is the only card... Oh, you do have... Okay, so hold on. You do have Shred Memory that can find your Exhume. So you at least have that. So you should have 4 Shred Memory. Cast down over Doomblade. Is cast down Pauper legal? It is legal. What does cast down do? Destroy target non-legendary creature. That sounds like a reasonable thing to do. Where's the Doomblade? In here? Yeah. It's interesting. We can actually change things here on the fly. Add to sideboard, please. There, we've already made the changes. Okay, I would add another Shred Memory for sure, because if you can't find Exhume, your deck sucks, right? Or is there a better tutor or another version of Exhume that we know exists? Do we have any other Reanimator cards available to us? Well, Unearth is not going to help us when it comes to, like, Ulamog's Crusher and Hand of Emrakul. The Hand of Emrakul. And I also don't even feel like we have many copies of this. Like, if you're serious about this Reanimator thing, why don't we go up, like, maximum, like, creatures? No, but this is Pauper. Persist is not. Persist has to be. It's rare, right? Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm going overboard with this. I mean, I don't mind the dredgers. Oh, this isn't even a dredger. Flag Madness. It's okay. I don't know. Am I crazy? Is this just like a light Reanimator deck and really it's like more of a mill deck? Is Stitcher Supplier common? No, it's uncommon. Not legal in Pauper. This is a Pauper deck. Pauper! Pauper Rakdos Reanimator. Rise again? But will they rise again? Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It might be a little expensive. It's not a bad suggestion, though. It's not a bad suggestion, but it's a little expensive. Okay, hold on. You got this. Lightning Axe. You can discard a card. That's fine. I don't really see the value in this card. I'm dumping this stupid card. I'm adding more payoffs to our deck. Bone Shards is also awkward because, like, what of these creatures do you want to sacrifice? Oh no, but you can discard a card. Additional cost to cast the spell. Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine. So we want actually more of these, I think. I think we want more Bone Shards. We want less Duress in the main deck. I think Duress can go in the sideboard. We can have more Duresses in the sideboard. Target opponent loses 3 life, you gain 3 life, and you have Madness. Is that... That looks good. Destroy target non-swamp land if it was non-basic. Shenanigans. Something gotta go. You know what? Counterspells I don't think are as impressive as Duresses. If you're trying to compete with control or anything like that. I hope I'm not turning this deck into a pile of crap. It's relatively stock for what I know about Pauper. I think it's the best Pauper can do for the archetype. Let's look at... So am I like warping an already established deck? Black-red control. Did I miss it? If it's even a thing? Oh, here we go. Is this something? No. This is like goblins. There's nothing else here. We might be inventing this Reanimator deck. We do have something of a cathartic reunion. We're playing with Thrill of Possibility. As an additional cast this spell, discard a card, draw 2 cards. Oh, hold on. Is cathartic reunion better, though? Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, this is totally Pauper legal. Yeah, we should be playing Cathartic Reunion. That looks like a good upgrade. What am I missing here? As an additional cost to cast the spell, discard a card, draw 2 cards, but we want 3 cards. Okay, that looks like a pretty decent upgrade. Well, I don't think we need to combo quickly, is the deal. It's not that necessary. Is Insolent Neonate necessary? It is legal in Pauper. It could replace Kitchen Imp. It could. MTG top 8 got the list for this archetype. All right, I'll go check out MTG top 8. Oops. Where's Popper? Pioneer Historic Standard. It's been voted. Alright, we're looking for combo Reanimator at its 0.2%. Rakdos Reanimator. 1 Rakdos Reanimator. This is a very different deck. Stinkweed Amp, 4 Gurmag. So they are going heavy on the 4 Gurmag Angler. Eldrazi Devastator. Trample, 8-9. Oh, that is a good one. I like that one a lot. So you can get in some damage. So they also went Cathartic Reunion, as we discovered in the end. They put the 3 Duresses in the main with Exhume, Faithless Looting, Lightning Axe, and Ransack the Lab. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. 4 Dragon's Breath again. What is with this card? But this is only a 1-of card. This is only a 1-of deck in a 12-player tournament, so this list actually means nothing to me. This is not an established deck whatsoever at all. So really, we are... But we did... Oh, man, what was the... The one with Trample is very appealing to me. It's probably better than Hand of Emrakul. Yeah, this Hand of Emrakul is useless. The Trampling Emrakul is way... The Trampling Eldrazi was way better. The Eldrazi Devastator, infinitely better. Dragon's Breath is for the haste and you don't have to cast it. You know what? Screw this stupid imp. Okay, we'll put the Dragon's Breath back in. We're going real Reanimator here. It was called Dragon's Breath, right? Oh, Dragon Breath. Okay, we're gonna put 2 in here. I don't really like this card though. Enchanted Creature Essay. I really don't like this card. But you know what? Are there any other dredgers we can put in this deck? Are there any other, like, common dredgers? Aside from that, I might just keep it somewhere around like this. I think I'd be pretty satisfied. We have a good interaction. We have Faithless Looting, and I think we have a reasonable number of creatures we can put in the graveyard. Like at 8, this is like a real combo deck, basically. Dark Ritual is legal. How much you want to go all in? I don't know how much that helps us. Because we don't have Thug. Yeah, let's play Golgari. Is Golgari Thug? Golgari Thug. When it dies, it's not legal. It's uncommon. It's got to be common. It's Pauper. That's the rules. The rules. Well, yeah, we have Stinkweed in the deck already, though. Is this the only common dredger, though? Is there anything else we're missing? We got some stuff here. Stinkweed. What the hell are these? Dredge 3 is not bad. Dredge 2 sucks. Dredge 3... Like, we can never cast these things, but we're just going to discard them anyway. I might reasonably have one of these in the deck. Shenanigans just dredges too few. It's just dredge 1. I don't think we need Burning Inquiry. Especially since, well, like, we don't want random cards discarded, because we can end up randomly discarding our, like, payoff cards like Exhume. I mean, if I were to go really all in on this idea, I would take out the Gurmag Angler and play, like, Shambling Shell or Greater Moss Dog. I have no idea how we ever cast this thing. Like, we could have a random green source in the deck, maybe, to help cast if we needed to cast it. And, yeah, we dredge the crap out of this deck. But these would be my suggestions. Like, this list here is like, maybe it's okay, I don't know. But like, it's not like an established deck or anything, so I'm not gonna see this is the be-all end-all way of building a Rakdos Reanimator deck in Pauper, because this result came from a 12-player tournament, and it's the only result available. So I think there's a lot of room to Putrid Imp. It's probably not legal. Or it also probably doesn't have Dredge. Discard a card, threshold. Yeah, I don't need this. I want dredging, people. I want dredging. I want to get those cards in that graveyard. I want the cards in that graveyard. I want them now. But I think this is how I would approach it. I don't mind the Gurmag Angler. It's like a cool backup plan if you have nothing else to do and you'll have a million cards in your graveyard anyway. Ideally, hopefully. Cathar's Call is a good human card. Create a 1/1 white human token. I guess it is. Anyway, those are my suggestions. So good luck with the list. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it doesn't backfire or blow up in your face. I mean, if nothing else, you could play that other list made by the guy who made 12th place. Anyway, so thank you very much for joining me today, everyone. If I didn't get your comments, questions, or deck list, hey, we do this Monday to Friday, 9 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. If you'd love to support the channel and you don't do so already, you love Coffee and MTG being here every single morning, you could drop a sub at twitch.tv/Nikachu MTG. You could become a patron at patreon.com, or you can hit the join button like so many wonderful people today. Do I have anyone else here I can click? Nope, I can't. But like so many people joined on YouTube. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. We have a nice, wonderful meeting every day. Thank you for making me a part of your daily routine. Keep those coffees brewing, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time.